A picture is worth 1,000 words. Now, what you will see is a young lady who seems to be happy to get married, smiling beautifully. But the reality of this picture is something more dark. See, I was late for my wedding and I was running in my wedding dress and heels, and my maid of honor was holding me so that I don't fall because my soon to be husband hates when I'm late, and he can make a big deal, a big explosion out of me being late. A picture is worth 1,000 words because what you will see is a young lady who seems to be happy standing at the starting point, getting ready to walk down the aisle with her mom. But the reality again of this photo is I was scared. I was nervous because I was late. So I was looking directly at my soon to be husband's face to read his reaction, to see if he was angry, if he was happy, if he was sad. And that should have been a red flag for me not to go through the wedding. When I look back at my wedding photograph, all I see is the red flags. All I remember is being nervous. All I remember is being unsure. But it was too late to turn back. I already quit my job. I already put so much on the line. So I felt I had to go through with this wedding. But if I could turn back the hands of time, I would have stopped right here. A picture is worth 1,000 words. What you see is a beautiful venue. And it was very beautiful indeed because I worked really hard to get the right people and the right setup for my wedding. But like what they say, a picture is worth 1,000 words because right here in this moment was when I knew I effed up. I knew it. I felt it in my belly, in my gut, in my instinct. But it was too late. I already said I do. I already signed the dotted line. And right here, what you will see is someone who was nervous, who knew the mistake, but could not stop herself. A picture is worth 1,000 words. If I should just post these photos on social media and do not tell the backstory to each photos, a lot of people would just assume that, wow, this was a beautiful wedding, beautiful couple, happy marriage, happy life. Wow. Expensive wedding, expensive venue, expensive dress, expensive cake. Wow. This must be something grand. But that's why I always say never judge a person's life that they put on social media because they just post the highlight. You don't know the backstory because a picture is worth 1,000 words. Right now, what you will see is the happy couple cutting their wedding cake, but this was not a happy moment because in this photo, when I look at it, my ex-husband was very angry. He was very upset because the photographer took very long to take the couple's photograph because he was an apprentice photographer just getting into wedding photography. And even though he took very beautiful shots, it took him a long time to get the right shots and the right setup. And that led to my ex-husband being so angry that he did not want to participate in the cutting of the wedding cake. He was also angry because they served him still water instead of sparkling water. My ex-husband got up at the wedding reception table, angrily threw out the water out of his glass, screamed at the waiter to tell the waiter, "Go and get me some Perrier now!" I never forget that. I will never forget that. And so, like I said, he did not want to participate in the cutting of the wedding cake. And this was forced. You heard right, a forced photograph. So what you see is happiness. What I remember is anger, sadness. And I knew I effed up. I knew, like, my wedding memories, looking through the photographs, are walking red flags of why I should have get an annul of this wedding. But like what I said, I had a lot to prove. I was young, naive, all of these things. A picture is worth 1,000 words, because here is a happy couple signing away their life. And this signature would now lead to more than 10 years now of sadness, anger, bitterness, and court appearances. A picture is worth 1,000 words. Never, ever grudge anybody for their life. When you see people post pictures on social media, don't assume anything other than say congratulations and wish them well. Because a picture is worth 1,000 words. And there are words that are not spoken, that happen behind the scenes that you cannot see. So wish people well in life, because you never know what are the unspoken words of the happily posted photos on the internet. Big up on yourself. Happy Sunday. Peace. I'm out. Bye.